Ladies and gentlemen. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the E3 PC Gamer show that they had discussing Mount&Blade 2 Bannerlord. Those of you who don't know, Mount&Blade Bannerlord is the second Mount&Blade game, not counting Warband, but second is in the sequel to the original Mount&Blade. And at E3, they released two videos showing off the combat. Now, we did see there was a Siege video that came out already, but this is actually like land combat, showing off the terrain, the graphics. As you can see, the terrain looks 10 times better than the original Mount&Blade and in Warband. And you can see that the infantry are carrying banners and flags, something that was not in Warband or Mount&Blade, the original Mount&Blade, were the flags. And you can see that's very, very nice to have those flags. That way you can now see without having to keep highlighting all the circles and all. It actually makes the battle look more realistic. So in this, you can also see at the top there's brand new commands that are going on right now. As you see, before it was just your guy you would hit the F keys and it would just say like charge the enemy, follow me. But now there's your guy actually has dialogue at the top when you give the command that it says. And it's actually bigger now too, so you can actually see what you're saying. See right there, charge the enemy center horse archer. So now, not only that, but also the horse archers. So I don't know, maybe when you recruit the army, you group them like you used to do in the old Mount&Blades. Maybe now horse archers, regular cavalry, archers, infantry, they're all separated. As you can see now, his armor as well, and all his men match his shield. As you see with the banners above their head, they have the eagle. And just look at the distance, in the distance, the horizon, the haze in the game, just the glare of the sun beating down to the battlefield. Protect the left flank of our center infantry. So, as you see right there, you can order your cavalry to move to either flank to protect the infantry. Or the archers or whoever. That's amazing. To have that ability now to put down even more tactics. And look at the movement of the horse and the weaponry. It's no longer like the side, up, down, left, right, but it actually looks real instead of just the way it did. It doesn't look as clunky anymore as the old Mount&Blades did. Look at that, just amazing how that they achieved this. See the blood effects and how he falls off the horse. Before they would just the animation would just he would die and he'd just end up on the ground. Now they actually like do front, like they fall off like whichever way you impacted them, back, front, side, side. And if you look, I mean, there's still like the AI animation of like when the AI they run into you a lot. I mean, that's still happening, but I mean, that's that's the thing you just gotta deal with. I like though how just the terrain looks. It looks like you're on an actual battlefield. All the little gullies, the rocks, the glare of the sun, the background. And look at the armor of these guys too. It kind of looks like a ancient Greek Persian mix put together. And that looks extremely nice. I really like the armor choice of that faction right there. I don't know what faction they're fighting. But I know Bannerlord was supposed to take 200 years. It's going to be 200 years before Warband, I believe. Or 200 years before the original Mount&Blade. One of the two. It's 200 years before one of them. Just look at the archers. How they're picking targets. So the archers can now actually shoot, which is actually a good thing because in Warband the archers were terrible. You always wanted to go for crossbowmen. Even though, yeah, the crossbowmen were more accurate, but the archers, it was just pitiful how terrible they were. As you see this crossbowman there. But just take a look at like the flags and all that they're carrying. It lets you visibly see your enemy better. Before there was no banners, no flags at all in Mount&Blade. And what you had was just banners above your men that showed if they were friendly or not. Now they actually carry a flag in the battle showing the unit types. I'm pretty sure that guy planted the flag or planted his flag now. And look at the if you see Hunt, if you see just the commands that he gives and like where the flag and little positioning goes. I was like it's like a square of hey follow me, I'm in this like certain area and everybody swarms in to follow you. Also you see in the bottom there it identifies the units now, it's not that big box or blob. And it's like a full blown like a like a little tiny like in the text at the bottom because it used to be like a box and had the green lettering in it. Now it's like a little text, so it's not as annoying anymore. As you see, you won the battle, and this is like a thing where you just hit tab and it ends the battle, and you go back to the campaign map. What I like about is what's gonna pop up. If you guys have not seen the trailer yet, this is gonna be a treat for anybody who's played Mount&Blade. Now it only shows it for a quick second there, but yeah, sorry about that, guys. It when I downloaded the video to record it, I cut off there. But if you guys did see, it was a scoreboard, and when it comes back around, I'm gonna pause it so you guys can see it. So anyways, we're gonna go over this again, cover anything that I missed. I see up in the top it says protect the left flank of our center infantry. So it looks like the infantry there might be different, like there might be right infantry, center infantry, left infantry. Maybe just it's called my center infantry because the infantry's in the center. But just the command system so much better. And if on the Mount&Blade website, the developer blog, they talk about a sergeant system. Now, this sergeant system breaks it down to where you are the head commander, and there are commanders underneath you that command the unit. So, say you're with your horsemen running around the battlefield, cutting down enemy archers, and you don't want to manage the infantry, which was always a pain because you always have to keep telling the infantry where to move. Sergeants basically just keep their men fighting the enemy. There's like where those banners are. Those banners, I believe, are the sergeants that like lead that group of men. And it's like a miniature chain of command below you. And they also added in chain attacks. So like to say, I don't know, like a sword, you do like a swing motion. You can like after you do that swing motion, you can do like a kick. You can kick them while doing instead of hitting them, blocking the block attack, and kicking them and stabbing them again. They actually added in chain attacks that you can do in this game, which I think really improves the combat from the original Mount&Blade and Warband, just because the combat was so clunky, so gritty, and so slow in Mount&Blade Warband, and now it looks at least 10 times better. And with the chain attacks, the sergeants, just AI improvement, it's going to actually make it into real battles instead of either being drop dead terrible battles or like the best battle that you'll only have once in the entire warband. Now you'll get a good battle every time. I like that idea. As you saw that one guy, let me just pause right there for a second. The archers and all are actually hiding behind the infantry instead of trying to. Like when the AI had their archers in warband, they would run in front of the infantry, or not even in front, just run at the enemy. Now you actually see the whole position behind the enemy, which is something I would really like to point out that is a great thing on the AI's part. Because before, you would never have to worry about the archers. Like they would come out, just run out into the middle of nowhere, and your cavalry would just cut them down. And that was it. Then I would just slaughter the infantry. Now the archers are smart. They stick either right in front and then retreat back as you saw there, or they hide behind the infantry, or they'll be in the midst of the infantry. They won't be just scattered around waiting for your cav to take them out. And like I said about that guy right there, gets hit in the side and he goes backwards in the opposite direction where you hit him, instead of just flopping right off his horse and falling on the ground, which I think is very good. As you see here with the horse just charging through, getting all that charge damage in, speed bonuses, so you see that still in the game. Though I don't think it's telling you anything about experience, so it did say something about riding at the top. And then nothing really more to talk about. Though you can see different banners, there must be a party. system still in the game, where like you can accompany the party. You see here, look at the that that ancient Greek thing that was going on there. I like the uniform, same like the Persian outlook, kind of like the purple that the Persians wore, and then the cav over here is like the ancient Greek thing that they used to put on their horses, or the Persian thing. So they're kind of like a Eastern faction maybe that they're fighting. That's what I can speculate out of it. Though I know there's still, I think there's gonna be still two desert factions as it were, like in Warband and Mount&Blade. I forget what they were called. Saranids and something else. I can't pronounce the other one, but something Khanate, I think. I see here the archers are trying to shoot at whatever archers they can now that they're scattering out. I guess it's just the AI trying to kill as many as they can before they die. Um, and if you see here, look at the formation they hold. The Cav used to they were just running to each other and all as you were trying to attack the enemy. When you say follow me, they hold a formation. I saw they had like a square formation going on with the Cav instead of everybody just all the Cav just trying to run around, get to the point they need to get to. And I think that just the improvement of AI is what's going to make this game 20 times better than Mount&Blade Bannerlord, not Mount&Blade Bannerlord, Mount&Blade Warband. Um, I don't know how was it? What was it? Fire and shot? Not fire and shot. Pike? No. Fire and sword. I don't know how that one worked out because I never played it. I was always told it wasn't really that great. I just see all the men converge in a solid formation as well onto the enemy. And look at the formations they're holding. They're not just trying to run around trying to stab each other. They're actually holding a formation as they attack. And as you see, when you give the orders, your guy actually moves. I don't know if that's going to affect you letting your guard down to be attacked. They haven't really gone into that. But you wave your sword in the direction you want them to charge, or you just like right here and like the celebrating animations are still practically the same. Men are cheering that they've won a hard fought battle. Though I don't know if this is gonna have like a lose honor if you cheer at the end of the battle or lose like some kind of XP. It used to be you could lose XP. I'm gonna pause this real quick so we can go over the oh shit. Oh well, we'll have to see in the next trailer. Alright, so this is the Archer Sergeant trailer. We're gonna see the end results in this as well. I didn't get to stop it in time. Um, so this is in the desert, and look at the dust. I mean, there was dust in Mount&Blade, but not to this level. I mean, this is like a sandstorm going on compared to Warband. And you see, look, he says harass the enemy with arrows from horseback. Just the commands that are like for horse archers, cav, it's now mostly separate. That makes the game even better. And look, you can see how they're clumped up by party. Like you got the infantry all clumped up in their formation. You got the horse archers in their formation, the cav in their formation. And look at the AI over there doing the same thing. Now, I have no clue why whoever was filming this was shooting at that distance, but that's just a waste of arrows. And quite honestly, but look at like the arrow. Look how he's holding the arrow. It used to be you didn't hold the arrow in one hand, the bow in the other. But look, watch as like he moves or when he goes to knock the arrow into the string. Like watch what he does. It's amazing how like you hold the arrow in one hand while on Warband and the original Mount&Blade, it just somehow magically appeared into your hand. And look, this guy actually the animation reaches into the quiver, pulls out an arrow, locks it into one hand, and knocks it onto the bow so to shoot it again. Like that animation is just amazing. Watch as he rides. Look, see, he's holding it in a different hand, and when he rides, it shows that he's gripping onto that arrow. I think that has got to be some of the best. And look at the frills on his helmet as he rides. They're shaking around. While on Mount&Blade they didn't. They were just solid. So just animations improved, detail improved. Everything has been improved. This game doesn't even remind you of Mount&Blade anymore, except for just the aspect of fighting. That's it. This game doesn't even look like the original Mount&Blades. And yes, it's been almost 10 years since Warband has come out, and probably almost 20 since the first Mount&Blades come out, but you can just see the amount of improvement Terra Worlds has done to make their game what it is now. And honestly, people are like they get mad when they see all this stuff like, oh, they're not going to release yet, but let them take their time. I'd rather have a good game like this than a terrible game. I just see your cav, the horse archers then convert the cav if need be and fight the infantry, which I think is also good as well. It used to be horse archers; they only had like the arrows in Warband, but apparently now they can be used as cav, which is a good thing because if you're going a full-blown horse archer army, the only thing you got really is ammo. Once your ammo runs out, you're done. But hold on, let me see if I can look. Did you guys, if you guys see that, this random horse just smashed into that guy and sent him flying back. Like that's just amazing. And look, I don't know how the blood animations are in this, but like as you see, let's see if we can. So look at like the blood on the ground. I don't know if there's gonna be gore in this, where like limbs get lost and stuff. And you saw that guy went flying as well when he got hit by a horse, and that guy got trampled as well. So I guess the horses can now trample the enemy, which is probably a nice thing to have if you go especially full cav army. You can now trample over the enemy. Now, as you see there, that guy when he did his animation, he was prone to being attacked. I don't know if the AI does not attack you when you give the order or what. But as you saw, that you can now shield bash in Mount&Blade, so you can use your shield now to bash the enemy backwards. And as you saw that chain attack where he hit from the side and he came up top immediately. And like as you saw with the chain attack there, like watch his chain attacks as he goes into combat. Like not like the single attacks, but as you see, he slashes around. I'm pretty sure that that guy just got smashed by a horse. But apparently, it looks like the AI does not attack you when giving commands, which is good because when you give a command, it leaves you vulnerable, and that is actually a good thing that they don't do that. Look, so you see here the chain attacks, how like when he slices and all, it changes as he does it. It used to be you'd have to right click to change where you're going, but as you fight, it'll like bring like a stabbing and slicing animation during the same thing, giving you a chain attack, which is pretty good because before you just basically gave yourself carpal tunnel and cramps trying to do mouse movements when in intense combat. Now it'll auto do chain attacks for you, which is a good thing that it's added. And it looks like any horse, these horses can be deadly now, so I can probably see a lot of people raging when a horse hits them. And especially Mount&Blade too, because you look at these horses are tanks, so they're doing some damage. As you can see, the blood on the horse, the air is in the horse, air is in the guy, and the character right here. I think they said I think the guy's name is Moga in this or whatever. Now I don't know if these are players who play this or the devs of Mount&Blade Bannerlord that played this, but kind of a little bit of a sloppy combat. I believe myself, but I guess it was just a test. But it looks pretty good. I like it, especially with the dead littering the field, the weapons, the spoils of war, and you can see how wide the battle was, especially in the background when you saw those dead bodies. And let's pause real quick. So as you can see here, we look at the results. So you have the enemy army, and it's broken down into parties. And you see here a Dram's party, Ada's party, and I'm pretty sure these, besides, like, so here's your character. So here's the enemy character, here's your character. And these are your sergeants. I believe these are your sergeants anyways. Um, so here he's got like an infantry group, and over here they've got an infantry group. Now I don't know if that party is like a hero you recruit, or those are your sergeants. I think those are your sergeants. So As you look again, you can see when they spawn, you got your cav and your horse archers all set up, and the banners. Don't know if the banners are like different parties that join you in battle, or those are your sergeant's sub banners, because like the flag is your banner, and it looks like a lot of the people have the same flag. It looks like there's a couple different flags, so it might be, yeah, there might be AI parties with this. Um, could be sergeants too. I'm not sure. They haven't really talked about how parties and sergeants work. They just released that there are sergeants in the game that command, that like, are basic command sub commanders under you. But also the NPCs have been overhauled in this game as well. I know we're talking about combat in this, but the NPCs, like they used to just sit around, do nothing, just stand there, and then when you talk to them, just text screen popped up. But now, like they actually, they're like, it's kind of like a Skyrim NPC almost. They'll play instruments, do whatever they want, and I think that's amazing. Look at the hail of arrows as well. Once you start shooting, they start shooting too. I mean, hopefully they don't do that, because then you'll just if you try to do a 360 trick shot, well there goes like 50 arrows, 360 trick shotting. Look how like the cat too. The AI thinks, do we go for this charge? And then they wait until their weakest point and then they charge. And that shows a smartness in the AI, better combat AI, making battles harder and making Mount&Blade battles more like a strategy battle than I got a bunch of fresh meat, you got a bunch of fresh meat. Let's charge them at each other and see who wins, kind of thing. 'Cause that's what Mount&Blade Warband was. It just as soon as it spawned in, your men just start running, and they just meet in wherever they meet in the middle, meet in the side, and they start cutting each other apart until one side loses morale and runs. Also, what I haven't seen is the supply carts. When you spawn in, you got the chest or whatever that you can change as your loot right before the battle starts, or like not right before the battle starts, but right before the combat inside the battle starts. I haven't seen those. I don't know if they're going to be in the game or not, or they're just missing. Hopefully, they are still in the game because that allows you to do a last minute thing just in case you forget, or if you have something like very valuable and you don't want to lose it, you can put it in there. Sometimes when you get wounded, you lose equipment, and nobody ever wants to do that. And they've also another thing I forgot to mention was the quest system. They've added in a butterfly effect kind of thing where it's like, oh, you can do good, bad, or good and bad all at the same time. So like you can complete the one they have is like clear bandits out of an alleyway, and then you can one clear the bandits out, two go back to the person who gave you the quest and take the money from 'em, saying that you can't mess with the bandits, or three get rid of the bandits but then install your own people to run the alleyway, which I think is just amazing, and it actually defines like a role playing thing in the Mount&Blade, so you can be known as good, bad, or a dodgy character, and I think that adds the RPG aspect back in the Mount&Blade. As you see here, look, that guy just got knocked over by that horse. Amazing. And horses are like, I think probably horses are going to be more valuable than soldiers in this. All the damage that they're doing. I look how the AI just like as soon as you say follow me, they come over. There's no delay. They're there. And how like the dying animation goes, like they flip over, they grab where they've been wounded and fall. They probably make groaning noises too, but I didn't get any audio when I downloaded the videos. Um, but quite honestly, it just looks amazing. Now, maybe somebody might make gore where like a mod where gore where you can have like body parts come off and all that. I would download that immediately because like the blood and all effects, much as like you chop a guy's arm off with an axe or something. Because there's got to be like a Viking faction in this, kind of like there was in the other Mount&Blades. I'm pretty sure there's still going to be like a ancient Rodok faction, ancient Vaegir faction. What's the Saranids? The what's the one? Keegar Khanate, and I can't remember the other two, the northern people, whatever they were. I can't remember them. All six factions of Carlardia, but Just looks extremely nice. I don't know if you can take all this stuff that lands on the battlefield, or it just gets left, or 'cause you did see the guy picked up a sword. I don't know. I can see the shield takes hits. I wonder if the weapons too take damage. That's why he might have put his sword down. Because if that happens, then it really shows like yeah, your weapons have durability and only can do but so much. So before a battle, you might want to make sure that your weapons are a-okay. And there's the commands that you give out, like especially like just more in depth. I wish they would go like if they would have a video where it just went in depth on every command, because it looks like they've added a ton more commands to this, uh, and make it more of like an actual strategy, like you're commanding an army instead of hit F3 the charge, hit F3 the, or like hit F1 F3 charge, F1 F2 hold position, or F1 F1 hold this position, F1 F2 follow me, like that kind of that kind of was just dumb. Where it's just like a drop down menu followed up by another F key drop down menu. Where now it's like different, like more added and more complex. As we see here, it shows. I'm guessing this is death. This is how much. And this is how much died. What their strength was. How fast they were. How many routed. How many survived. Or no, I think this sword here was. This might have been how many were. Alright, so this is probably I think this is the strength of the army. How many died? How many are left? How fast the army is, maybe? And this one again is strength of the army. How many died? How many are left? How many routed? And then maybe how much your allies had in the fight. I have no clue how to read this. Yeah, this has got to be death, and this has got to be starting number. It looks like, but there's no way if you have 173, you have 110 left. That math doesn't work out right. I don't know. Maybe this was how much their ally had, or how much your ally had. I don't know. Let's see here. Maybe this is how many you personally killed. I think that's how many you personally killed, or your bodyguard personally killed. Because here's how many died. Maybe this is their speed, or how much they ranked up. I don't know how to read these numbers here. Anyways, that's going to be all for this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not the best, but see you guys next time. Goodbye.